Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, Mas Arfianto Bakhtiar. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good. It's a big day for you, yeah?
Yes.
So, today you are going to present your research paper defense,
Uh,
Phileas Fox characterization in Julius Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. Very interesting. Before we start, I will give you a little or a short housekeeping rules, yeah? And it's gonna be simple. The first will be me opening and give you a turn, and then second will be you presenting your all slides, yeah, uninterruptedly as I told you previously, monologue, and then I will have a list of questions related to the research paper and research finding. Yeah, the question will not be a mysterious questions. Yeah, Pandora box. No, of course, it's
no.
anything related to your um, research paper. Yeah. Okay. Without further ado, well, I need to ask you something before. First and foremost, who decide me becoming your examiner? You proposed the name,
I
or the department gave you the name, or how?
no. I decide by my own.
Really? So the
Yeah.
first question will be why? Oh, why Fitri Kurniawan is the one that you put on the list?
Uh,
Just honestly, no problem.
okay.
Personal, technical, I will be
Honestly,
okay.
I think compared to the other uh, examiner, examiner, uh, you have you are the. I mean, honestly, the easiest one to contact.
Okay, good. I okay. I take that as a compliment, and I'm happy that I respond you very quickly. I mean, I'm confirming your expectation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I always ask the questions because it's always interesting. Yeah, to talk about that. Okay. Well, Bismillah. Congratulations, Mas Arfianto. This is a big day for you.
Yes.
It's a long months and years for you to study, and this is supposed to be, mashallah, your way exit gate, yeah, before you becoming another better persons, of course, and
I mean,
graduated. Yeah.
I
Okay,
mean,
this is a very interesting topic. It's been a while I don't study literature, but I'm here today as your examiner. Okay, so I'll give you the time. Do you feel nervous, by the way?
yeah. Of course.
I don't see that, but it's okay. And nervous, I don't see that. You can. I like your fluency. I mean, even you say you're nervous. I think nervous is good. It means
Yes.
you expect something better from yourself. You
Yeah.
prepare. That's why you're nervous. If you don't prepare, nothing to lose. Then I think so. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah. Good nervous. Yeah. Okay. Bismillah. I welcome you to have your slide and presentation, and after that I will give you questions and answers, of course, from you. Then we will sum up the research paper defense today. Yeah. Okay, Mas Arvianto, time is yours. All the best. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, Bismillah. I'll start my presentation. The title of my research is Phileas Fox characterization in Julius Verne's Around the World in Activities. There are five main chapters of my research: introduction, and then literary review, and then research method, finding and discussion, and then closing. The background of the study: introduction. Character is someone or something in a novel, drama, or movies who had an identity. In a story, character could be considered as one of the most important elements. Characterization itself could be described as any action by the author in giving description or identity to character in their works. And I found that Phyllis Fogg is the most interesting character in the novel, and that's also the reason why I choose this topic, Phyllis Fogg characterization, as my research paper. And then I proposed two research questions in this study. First is, what are Phyllis Fox's characterization presented in the work View from Personality Traits Theory by Costa and McRae, and how Phileas Fox's characterization presented in the work. And literary review, I use several references. There are two kind of references. The first one is the journals that are studied in the novel around the world in 80 days, and the other group is the journal that study in a related topic, which is characterization and personalities. And the underlying theory, personality trait theory, is the theory proposed by Costa and McRae. It's widely known as the Big Five, consisting of five personality traits. One is conscientiousness, and then agreeableness, openness to experience, neuroticism, and then extrovert and introvert. And based on its function and description, character could be categorized as major and minor character, protagonist and antagonist, static and dynamic, and then stop character. And then the research method, the type of study is literary research. Literary research is the study on literary works using formal methods and theories. The type of data is text, and the data source divided into primary and secondary data source. The primary data source is the object of the study, and the secondary data source is the various journal, books, or articles in website that I found. And then the object of the study is the novel titled Around the World in 80 Days, written by Julius Verne. Method of collecting data, I use document analysis. First, I read the novel carefully, and then understanding certain part of the novel, writing down the important topic of the novel, and then I classifying the data. And then after that, technique of analyzing the data, I use data condensation, which is focusing, classifying, selecting the data based on the theory and the research question that I propose. And then after that, I display the data that have been selected before drawing the conclusion and putting the data in the finding and discussion. Data trustworthiness, I use data triangulation and description in the research method. I use various journal from other writers or other researchers to ensure the credibility of my research. And then finding and discussion, personality trait theory, the Phyllis Fogg characterization view from personality traits theory. First, I found that Phyllis Fogg has high value in conscientiousness, and conscientiousness is the tendency to be self-control, and Phyllis Fogg is very able to control himself. He is always confident and calm despite the challenge and obstacle that he faced on the way, even when his companions and his companions on the way worried about the obstacles that make fail his journey or his trip. Phyllis Fogg always assured them that everything is going to be fine. And then agreeableness, Phyllis Fogg also has high value in agreeableness. Agreeable people have the tendency to be kind and generous, and the author described Phyllis Fogg as a generous people in the early chapter of the novel. Phyllis Fogg also loved to donate his money secretly without people noticing. And in the journey, Phyllis Fogg will try as hard as he can to help his companion, which is why he has high value in agreeableness. And then openness to experience. Openness to experience is the trait that makes people interested in gain new knowledge or experience or understanding. And Phyllis Fogg has high value in high value in openness to experience. The journey itself is new experience for Phyllis Fogg, and also why he has high value in openness to experience. And then along the journey, Phyllis Fogg also learned a lot of things that he never learned before. Uh, and then neuroticism. People with high value in neuroticism usually tend to be have fluctuative emotion and negative emotion, and they usually are so easily angry and love to blame people around themselves. And Phileas Fogg is not such person. The author described Phileas Fogg as a calm person and never blame people around him. And Phileas Fogg, even when Professor Purchett made a lot of mistakes, a lot of mistake that could potentially make his trip fail, Phileas Fogg don't blame Professor Purchett and always forgive him, which is why Phileas Fogg has low value in neuroticism. And then extrovert, Phileas Fogg has low value in extrovert, meaning that he is an introvert. extrovert is the person that directed their energy outward, while introvert directed their energy toward themselves. And in the early chapter of the novel, Phileas Fogg was described as the person that directed his energy toward himself. He has very few friends, and he loves to be alone, or and don't like to meet new strangers. And then the way Phileas Fogg characterization presented in the work, Phileas Fogg is the main character as well as the protagonist character of the novel. He is the center of the character. Everything that goes in the novel was always about Phileas Fogg, and the novel was started with the bet between him and the member of Reform Club, and ended with him winning the bet. And this story ended. And Phileas Fogg also the major character. Major character is the character that has deep background explained by the author through the narration or dialogues and monologues. And the in the early chapter of the novel, the author also described Phileas Fogg behavior and how people see Phileas Fogg, and how Phileas Fogg always behave in front of the people, which very details and also qualifies him as the round character. And Phileas Fogg also a dynamic character. The dynamic character is the character that has huge change alongside the story and huge development. And there are two major changes in Phileas Fogg's life in the novel. One is when he started the journey. He goes from the person that always do something similar with the other day, or like like Phileas Fogg do something the same yesterday and do the same thing today, and will do the same thing tomorrow, to the people that to a person that willing to go off from his shackles and went out to uh, the journey around the world in 80 days, which is a huge change in himself. And then the second major change is when he proposed his love to Auda, the girl that he met in the India. Phileas Fogg went from a person that has no or little friends, and has no relatives. He has no intention to have a family, but to a person that proposed his love to his probably future wife, with the intention to marry her. This major change also qualifies Phileas Fogg as a dynamic character. And then the closing, the study found that Phileas Fogg has high value in conscientiousness, agreeableness, and openness to experience. The study found that Phileas Fogg has low value in neuroticism and extrovert, meaning that Phileas Fogg is an introvert. The study concluded that Phileas Fogg is a protagonist character who had deep background and lifelike description, which qualifies him as a major and round character. Phileas Fogg's huge development in the story qualifies him as a dynamic character. So that is my presentation. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I need to give you applause for that one. I think your presentation is fluent. Please keep the slide on. Keep
Okay.
the slide on, yeah, no worries. So we can actually go back and forth on the slide. Okay, can you slide show again? Like, okay. All right, so give me the finding, yeah, please. Let's go straight to the finding. Okay, let it be like that. Okay, okay, interesting, very interesting, and I think you have presented very well. You very articulating your the idea and all in each section of the research. I will start with the first questions, yeah. And I think you expect these questions. Why, oh why do you research this very specific topic? I mean, out of many, many works of literature, and why you come up with this one and research this topic? Why? Tell me.
It goes from when I remember this novel, because I have watched the movie of the adaptation of this novel, which also titled Around the World in 80 Days. The movie actually highly different with the novel, but there is one part of philosophical action that made me very interested in the novel, in the movie. In that movie, when I watched when I is still in the senior high school, I watched Philip Fox stand up in the podium and said, declare with huge confidence, with his confidence, that he said, "I will go around the world in 80 days." And when I decide to look for the materials, and I found this novel, then I say, I remember this movie. I remember the movie of this novel, and then I start to reading it, and I found that the novel is actually very different with the movies.
Okay.
But the part of Phileas Fogg's confidence and calmness is the same, and I interested in to study this topic.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Very well explained. Yeah, and a little bit personal things in there. I mean, it's back to the time long ago before you becoming a student of university. I think that's interesting, and there is always a emotional and personal part in it. And I think I'm happy that you share that. Yeah. Okay. So let's get down to the finding and discussion. Look at that. Let's talk about agreeableness. I mean, can you say that again? Explain that in different ways. How is?
Agreeableness
Mm-mm.
is the tendency to be more kind and generous. People with high agreeableness will be generous people and kind toward other people around him and friendly, while people with low agreeableness usually are more suspicious with people around him.
So, what is it different compared to, uh, like obedient? You know, obedient like always say yes to everything. Is it the same? Like being obedient, like okay, whatever your friends or your parents says, or I don't know, your fellows, your mates say, let's go there. You follow. Is that same sense of definition of agreeableness? Like,
I believe it's highly different
oh yeah,
because agreeableness is not an obedience. Agreeable is like, yeah, I will be very nice to you, but if you do something wrong to me, then I will not kind to you, or I will not stand it. If obedience like, I will do everything you say, then agreeable people, well, I will help you, but I will not do something that uh, you say to me if that is bad.
okay. So there is a clear difference in there. Well, it's very well explained. Thank you, Mas Arfi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So well, out of this five and four, yeah, personality traits we have five. The way Phileas Fox characterization presented there are four. Yeah. So how these two actually related between the the traits and the characterizations. How can why should you put this on the list next side by side, and how they are related, by the way? Because I see this quality of five traits is something you explain very well. Like okay, I think I can have everything's, maybe not all high, but some of them, all of five will be in me. But what about this four? Is it related? Four and five. This characterization presented in ways Phila Fox. They are four, right? So how do you relate this?
Uh, Probably the only relation that the both uh, what is it? My finding have is
Yeah.
that both of them is actually, what is it? Related to characterization. The personality theory is studying the personal of the character, while the characterization studying the roles of a character. So it's probably the relation between the two is it's the same. It study the same thing. It study the character of the novel.
All right, I can see that. So there's a merge sites between the two. Only they name it with different terminology, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, tell me about neuroticisms a little bit. Remind me again.
Neuroticism is the tendency to have fluctuative emotion. Usually, with people with high value in neuroticism tend to be easily angry and
Ah,
have lots of negative emotions.
so someone with high neuroticism will be very impulsive, easy
Yeah.
to get mad or something like that. So emotionally
Yes.
disturbed, right? Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. Well, I think we've done with this. You are answering this very well. So why don't we go back to the triangulations, data validation? I think you have previous slide. I think. Yes, that's it. You have triangulation and thick description in the research method. Can you explain a little bit, like how do you do this?
Uh, Data triangulation is it's actually hard for me to look it in the internet because the description of data triangulation is quite a bit foggy. It's But I found the best description of data triangulation that I found. The data triangulation is basically using various journals, websites, articles as the reference in a research to uh, ensure the credibility of a research. While the thick description in the research method is the description of in method of collecting the data and technique of analyzing the data.
Okay, I think I got the concept being implemented, and I think you didn't do wrong with that one. But can you simplify that process? Like, okay, just tell me a short, brief ways. Like, what did you do first? What do you do with the work, and what's the first step, a second step, and then you find, okay, this is the data. Can you say that in a very, I don't know how to say that, simple ways, like the process, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, please.
Uh, the method, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
the method.
mm, mm,
First, I read the novel and
okay,
then uh, marking the important parts
all right.
and then comparing the data that I collected to the theory and research questions.
So I will
And
stop you there. Sorry, Arfi. So
yeah,
when you read that and you find some keywords or something important to be highlighted, how do you manage those things? Are you just uh, underline, or I don't know? You did you put it in some, I don't know, tabulations or table, or just, or how? Up to this.
usually I uh, straight to Microsoft Word. I put it in Microsoft Word and underlines the word in the novel.
All right. So it's a huge data, yeah. How long did you take to finish? Like, I mean, this is a long, long story, right? So how long?
I
Technically.
didn't really go strike or from the beginning into finish, but I probably just use 1 hour reading and then collecting the data, and then the next day I also have 1 hour session, and
Okay.
then
Wow.
probably if I try to finish the whole novel in a day in one go, it's probably take 1 or 2 days.
Okay. So why do you decide to do that? Why not overnight finish? Instead, you do it like by days, 1 hour, by days, 1 hour.
It's enjoyable. It's more enjoyable
Smart.
if I do that
Yeah, you do a smart
rather
move.
than.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it might be, it must be painstaking to do that. I mean, you can finish overnight, but you don't enjoy that. But I like the way you say it. Yeah, you take your good time doing that one, like 1 hour, 1 hour. And then did you remember like the full the full uh sorry, did you hear some baby cry?
Yes.
That's my babies. I have a twins downstairs. I think they're waking up or they're
Yes.
playing. Yeah, yeah, but it's okay. Oh, it's no more tears, no more cry. Okay. It's fine. Okay, now back to the questions. I still remember my questions, right? Uh, then did you remember the total numbers of days? Like, I don't know exactly, but I hope you can remember, like, estimations. Approximately how many days? Like 1 hour, 1 hour per day. So total to finish this, like, for how long?
It's probably 1 month
Oh,
actually.
interesting. So that's the reason why you really get into the story, And the way you
Yes.
explain it, like, I mean, that's pretty smart move, right? And I think, what was the problem doing that? There must be a problem because you do it alone, right? So
Yes.
did you find a problem kind of boring or what? I don't know. Can you tell?
Sometimes, uh, probably in the house, my parents don't know what I do and think, sometimes think that I just gaming, and that's kind like, yeah,
So did you read it on
irritating.
screen? Sorry, did you read it on screen or the real printed books or whatever? So
I read the book, and then sometimes I click. I also type it, but
okay.
most of the time my parents just see me in the screen, not in the book, so they conclude that way.
Okay, wait. I think my battery is running out. Let me plug in first. Hopefully in time. Wait, yeah. Wait a minute. I forgot to put it right away. Bismillah. Wait a minute. There you go. We need battery. Okay. I did it in time. Okay, so they must be thinking something else, right? Like, oh, why this gentleman, this big boy, doing nothing at home?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so interesting. Well, I have a lot of questions, but that's interesting. I think you cover every curiosity I exposed for you to answer. Now let's talk about what if, yeah, you have a second time to turn back time and do this all over again. There must be some part of the process, I don't know, maybe the design or in the process of your writing this research paper. What do you think the things you want to change or do something differently if you have a chance? I know, let's say, as if, yeah, if you can go and could go back, turn back the time, and what do you want to change in your research paper?
uh there is not much I want to change,
Oh,
actually.
really?
I mean, it's hard to make these whole things, and I don't think that I will make something different.
Okay, so I like that answer. You appreciate your hard work, right? You don't want to change like your supervisors. You don't want
Yeah.
to change the novel, or
uh Probably the part of supervisor, I actually kind of regretting, because Mr. Titi is very busy, and
I know it's a
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, there's not much time for you, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I
There's not
know.
much time to uh,
Okay,
revise my.
man, there's always something like that to evaluate. But after all, you can handle this. You can go this far, and I think that's something you have to proud of. Yeah, and there's
Yes,
always things happen in every research paper. Yeah, it can be from supervisors, yourself. Sometimes lives, trial and tribulation, whatever. But yeah, I think it's good for you to come up to this stage. Yeah. And I don't
yes,
know why I enjoy this conversation so much. I think because you can deliver everything very well. And I skip my list of questions because of this, because I want to try something else, which is good for you. Yeah. Well, okay. Can you show me another slide? I think we have a little bit, like one or two questions more. Yeah. No, no. Go up, please. Yes. Okay. This one. No, 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 no. The one with conscientious. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Can you go back? Can you pronounce it for me? How do you spell that? Read it.
which, which one?
Go ahead. One next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. After this. Yes. Oh no, no. Yes. No, no, no. Before this. Yes. Conscientiousness. Yeah. Okay.
Conscientiousness.
Okay. Do it
I'm not
slowly,
really
please.
sure, actually.
Do it slowly.
Conscientiousness.
Okay, I think you got it right. Well, I twist my tongue. Well, thank you for that one. Now, oh, somebody's falling. Wait up. Uh, I do apologize.
It's fine.
this has been the nature of me being at home and working. Sometimes they jumping on the table and give me this. Yeah, but okay, but I think we're doing fine so far. Yeah. So
Yes.
let's talk about the all quality you expose in this theory, very well written. Uh, After all this research paper process and writing, so what is it to you? I mean, have you learned something for yourself
Yes.
as a human being? What is it?
Uh, to be honest, the most interesting part that from personality trait theory by Costa and McCray that I use is the last traits, which is extrovert and introvert. And I just found out about extrovert and introvert recently, and then I actually choose these traits because of this. I mean, I choose this theory because of the last traits, because I also have some books related to extrovert and introvert. Because honestly, I think I'm very introvert, and then
Right?
I want to
Really?
change that. Yeah, I want to change that. That's why I learn more about these personality traits.
So it's like you have a platform to review your own personality, right? And then
Yeah,
you
yes,
have,
something like that.
yeah, okay. Well, interesting, very interesting. Well, good for you. So now let's talk about the last questions. What would you recommend for the futures, researchers, if they happen to be like listening to your recommendation after this? What do you think? Is there a part of the research that you want them to continue and do it differently, or what?
Probably, uh, I mean, I think that this research use a lot of too much references actually. Probably. So if someone listens to me or watch this uh, presentation of mine, they could use my reference that I uh,
Yeah.
put in my research paper as the references, because I have lots, and it's very hard to find them. And if they won't use it, then it's go away.
Okay, so simple. Yeah,
So,
go to the references.
yes,
All the gap there, you just name it and it's there. Okay, I think that's a good.
yeah,
Okay, I think it's wise for you to say that in a polite way, yeah, because I think the future researchers, your colleges will go look after it, and maybe me recommending, and try to suggest this if they happen to be my, I don't know, supervisors. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think. Well, I have. I'm not sure I have asked and I have um, said everything I wanted to say, but I think the way you present it and explain it have already made me, I can easily finish this right now. And I think congratulations, Mas Arfianto. Uh, I think you've done a very good
ah,
and very well done. Alhamdulillah. I think,
alhamdulillah.
yeah, you should proud of yourself, and I will be easily seal your mark to the highest one. Right after this,
Thank
I
you,
will.
sir.
Yeah. Without further ado, I will send it today before I sleep. Yeah. I'll send it to the department to process your score, and I think there will be minor and no revision at all. For me, the revision will be. I don't think there will be a revision. I mean, you did well, so congratulations. Very well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so I think that's it for today's examination for your research paper. But before that, before I stop the recording, you still have your time to close. But before you close, I always have these quick, rapid questions for everyone that I am going to be with in every examination. And you should answer it honestly, by the way. There's no right or wrong, but it's like a quick survey and just try to give you like the last message before you really go, and wish you all the best for the future. Mas Arfi, do you want it to be a teachers when you graduate or not?
Uh, Teacher is teaching people is very enjoyable, because and when I study in university, I also teach in uh, certain school.
Yeah.
But honestly, in Indonesia, a teacher did not have
Is that
this
no?
much salary. Huh?
So it means no?
It, it means, yeah, no,
Well,
probably no.
yeah, you don't have to say yes, but okay, no problem. I think I got the answers, Mas Arfi. You don't need to be, and you don't have to. But at least this has given you more than enough equipment, yeah, for you to be anything you want it to be out there after graduation. And I think I will be the
Yes.
first one to recommend you if there's some vacancy or scholarship out there, and it comes to me my desk, yeah. Because I think
Yes.
I just wonder, have you joined my class before, like long ago? Ever,
Yes.
ever?
I joined your class twice.
Oh, really? What was it?
Yes, speaking,
Okay.
and the other one I probably also speaking.
Really, it surprised myself. I mean, you surprised me today. Like, I think your fluency, your complexity, your the word choices was good. But I didn't remember that I have been in your class. I must have been like becoming older now, and I'm absent-minded. Don't remember anything. But I think I remember you when you start speaking today. I think you've joined me.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mas Arfi. I think
Yes.
after this, I will give it back to you, and you have to close the presentation. Yeah. So, without further ado, I'd like to express my gratitude. Yeah, for your I think successful presentation for today. I wish you all the best, and I do apologize if there is one or two things that does not go into your preference as your lecturers long ago or now, and today as your examiners. Yeah. Okay, Mas Arfi, two thumbs up for you. Congratulations, and please you can close your presentation right now.
Thank you. Uh, that is all of my presentation from my research paper. Thank you very much, Mr. Fitri, for become the examiner of my uh, paper. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Why don't we have applause, big applause for Arfi? Yeah, Arfi, big applause for yourself. Good job.
Thank you.
One more down. Yeah, I mean, Patitis will be easily like have fun with you for the last examination because I think you did well today with me. How was
Yes.
with Bu Dewi? Was it revision or no?
Alhamdulillah, no.
See, I expect that because you delivered pretty well. Keep it up.
Yes.
So the last battle, when will it be? Tomorrow? This week?
Yeah, tomorrow in 9 a.m.
Yeah, tomorrow is actually a holiday for UMS, but well, at least not a holiday for the Nationals Day. So yeah, all the best for that one from home. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Mas Arfi, keep in touch. Make sure you have my number still because to make sure that your score and marking already been uh, inserted into the system, ya. Like, Pak,
Yes.
udah dikirim belum dan seterusnya. Just to make sure. But I will make
Yes.
sure after this I will send it right away because I don't want to miss this one. Okay?
Okay,
Okay?
sir.
Thank
Okay, sir.
you, Mas Arfi. Time to say goodbye. All the best. I wish you all the best for the future, yeah? And
Yes.
keep in
Thank you.
touch. Save the number. Make sure you get a good relationship still with everybody in the campus after graduate, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
we're proud of you and we're proud of having you as a student. I think Patitis will sure know tomorrow, yeah? Okay, thank you, Mas Arfianto.
Okay.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
See you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.